everybody, here I am with my first ever Shelly Martinez exclusive interview at shellymartinez.com. But who is my first guest? I've teased a lot of people, I've said a lot of things, but now it comes down to the nitty-gritty. No more talk. No more talk.
Identification, please.
Hello?
We gave it the office, please.
This is Shelly Martinez?
Shelly Martinez!
That's right!
Dude,
What's
you're
up?
at the house of Rob Van Dam.
Yay! That's right. The one, the only, the showstopper. Let's go. Okay, guys, here it is. As promised, my little interview with Mr. Rob Van Dam. How are you doing, Rob?
Awesome. Thanks for coming by.
Totally. Thanks for having us. So what has been going on with you in your life? Please tell all of us what's been going on in Rob Van Dam's world.
Well, you know how, like, when you're, like, on a road trip and you got a really long drive, 4, 5, 8 hours, and you're falling asleep and you can't wait, but you're trying to get there, and you finally get there and you just want to, like, do nothing. That road trip home was like the last several years in WWE for me. So when I finally got home, I do a lot of not leaving the house. So this is a live hot set, but also it's the Van Dam household. So you might hear a phone ring, something like that. You might hear my dog. She doesn't bark. She's so good.
She's a good girl.
But I really don't leave home a lot. I stay here for like days and days, and I got my gym downstairs, and I'm on the internet a lot, trying to move along about 1,000 different little projects that keep me going. Yeah, and talking to the wrestling companies, but not with a whole lot of enthusiasm on my end.
Right.
At least not till recently. It's a little interesting now. Maybe not. As
Well, it's
far
interesting you bring
as far
that-
as returning to wrestling, in case you don't know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Sorry. Okay,
well,
go.
yes, my turn. It's interesting you bring that up, though, because I know with the internet there's lots of rumors of like, oh, Rob Van Dam's at TNA. Oh, he's going to go to WWE. And it's like, so right here from the horse's mouth, yes, he's talking, but he likes to be at home. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful home, peaceful.
Thank you.
Peaceful.
And I love it here. Sonia helped, she did a lot of remodeling when we bought it, and we found like our paradise here. And the rumors, like, people believe them so much. I have a profile page on WWE Universe. They wiped it out like recently because they believed that I signed with TNA.
Wow.
Yeah, I really don't know if I will return to domestic wrestling on TV or not, but I have been wrestling 3 or 4 times a year going overseas.
Cool.
That's been working out way better for me. So
Awesome. Yeah, I know that a lot of people do find so much more happy success by just kind of doing their own thing and then going over there.
happiness is underrated.
It totally is. And happiness, a lot of times, people, you go out there, you think you have, I need to get this, it's happiness, and it's not. Happiness comes within, which I'm sure you'll agree.
Yeah, and here I was just talking to Sonia about this because we're actually like, she mentioned kids. We were kind of joking, I said something about I'm not a parent, and she said, do you want to be, and I said, I'm really glad I'm not, because we have so much control in our own little world right here to remove like as much stress that we're conscious of, and we have a very positive, like, stress-free environment right here. We really do. Like if we have problems, it really sticks out, and we got to work on it.
Right.
A lot of people hate their jobs, hate their relationships, hate their lives. We're not like that. I think having kids or any outside entity brought in really, you sacrifice a lot of control, and things would come into your life that you might not want there. So I can't imagine things being different than being Rob Van Dam. So
You do have little Xena.
yes, Xena is. Yeah, she doesn't say a word.
She doesn't. No. She's a good kid to have because she loves you, she's cute, she's furry, and she doesn't talk back.
We've had her so long. She usually just follows Sonya around like a shadow all day long.
Oh,
so.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, do you think we should go inside? It looks like the clouds are kind of
go
coming in.
Yeah,
Let's go inside. Okay, so here we are inside with the young Xena here.
Yeah, escaping the rain. It's been like flooding all over LA.
I know, it's California, I thought we lived in California. I want it to be summertime. And you know what? This summer, I would like to let you know, is the summer of Shelly. Just so you know. So be on the lookout.
But it balances out. We put in a few days a year. Still the best place to be.
It is. It really is. And you know what? We wouldn't have the pretty green grass and trees if it wasn't for it. So it's fine. I won't complain too much.
Especially when you're up here on the hill and you don't got to worry about a flood.
Yes, that's right. We're safe here. If the whole city gets flooded, we're safe. So that's what's good to know at being at the Van Dam household.
Right here, right now.
Yes. So Rob, we got to work with each other in WWE. We got to do the whole ECW originals against the New Breed. How did you enjoy that, being an ECW original, or were you one of the people who kind of were like, this is gay, this shouldn't be happening?
No, it was fun. Like, I had fun wrestling with Kevin Thorne. I had with you out there. We'd have a lot of fun and laugh during the matches, and I would a lot of times just try and carry on a conversation during the match.
Yes, I know.
Just to make it fun, and it was fun, and it was the whole launch of the ECW, the WWE ECW, was really good at first. There was a lot of hope, I was very optimistic, bringing it back, and they were, like JR would say, they're putting it over as ECW. That means anything goes.
Right.
When that changed, then it sucked. And then when I saw Vince's plan unfolding of basically handing the torch over from the originals to the New Breed. Right. Well, that wasn't fun, not for me, and not for a lot of the fans, that really got off on that ECW spirit.
Right.
And they, who's to say if it was a mistake or not? But I mean, to the ECW fans, the original ones, they're always going to say the new product sucked.
Oh, for sure.
That was like a little bit during that transition, but I enjoyed those matches, and WrestleMania in Detroit. It was,
right.
Yeah.
That was awesome. That was because I don't know if you know this, but my dream was to be able to perform at WrestleMania, and I totally did. And when I was little, I used to tell my sister all the time, I'm going to go there and I'm going to fly you in. So that WrestleMania for me was really special because I actually got to live my dream that night.
Awesome.
So it was cool. And you were there.
Yes, I was. 5-star frog splash.
Yes, this is true.
I remember. It was cool. And one thing I'll always remember too is it was Detroit, and I'm from Battle Creek, so like the fans in Detroit consider that home for me in Michigan, right? And 5-star frog splash finish, big WrestleMania, it was huge, and the fans couldn't buy one RVD t-shirt because they just didn't bring them that day.
Wow.
I'll never forget that.
Are you kidding me?
That was the kind of stuff that they would do to hold me back, to keep me from being able to reach what I could reach. And that was a common problem I had the whole time I was there. But in Michigan at WrestleMania, when RVDs, they representing ECW, I mean, it was like it was an awesome night. And then that was really a bummer. Besides the fact that, that was a lot of money I couldn't make that night. Also, just the fact that it showed where their priorities are, and they had plenty of Steve Austin shirts who wasn't even there.
Right. Yeah, he wasn't.
They gotta have 8 John Cena shirts.
Totally.
So whatever.
I didn't know that. Wow.
When I think about that WrestleMania, I'll always remember that. I was like, the yin and the yang.
It's true, that's just it.
Yeah.
That's just it. So talking about the New Breed originals, I remember a night, if you remember, in Jersey, where me, Marcus Carvon, and Kevin Thorne had to go pick up our friend RVD at the police station.
Ooh.
Now, I don't think I ever asked you this, but what happened exactly that day? Why did you get arrested?
I don't think anybody's asked this, really. That was a very non-public incident that didn't make big news like the one everyone remembers in Ohio. But similar incident, I was pulled over and was in possession of some California smelling bud, which didn't smell like New Jersey. So it was a big deal,
Right.
Yeah. And they took my car and impounded it and all that, so I was kind of stuck there. And it was actually quite an adventure the next day too, because I took a cab from the hotel to a lawyer's office, and then from there way out to try to get I went to the police station, it got dropped off, found out the car's not there, it's somewhere else, and get another ride. When I finally made out there, the place just closed. I said I couldn't get the car, and they said, but if I'm paying cash, or no, if I pay a little extra, I could get the car. It was crazy, but,
Well, what's funny about that, and you're mentioning that it was one of those things where it's one thing after another, because for me, in my night, I joined the boys to go pick you up. We dropped you off at the hotel.
Yeah, let's hear this side of the
and
story.
We go back to the airport there, Newark. I hate the Newark airport, for the record. Newark airport sucks. Okay, just saying. And I missed my flight because the little, like, you know, the little gimmicks that go to take you to your, I don't know if they're not
Train,
monorails.
shuttle, yeah.
You know,
It's
kind
a
of like
monorail.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Monorail. Monorail!
Yeah.
Simpsons.
It's
I love
monorail.
the Simpsons episodes. Anyways.
Monorail.
So,
The definition of monorail down here.
yes, monorail. And it got stuck right before it opened. So I was like, oh my gosh. So then I missed my flight. I go and they're like, okay, you know, you can't, you know, take your stuff and leave, because I was going to go back to the hotel we dropped you off at, because they told me there was no more flights to California for hours, like 8 hours later. So I was like, I'm going to go sleep then. So they wouldn't let me get my bag for whatever reason. So there's another thing. I'm like, oh, so I'm not even telling them I'm leaving. I'm just like, okay, whatever. Because there's the issue, you know, with the whole airports and whatever. They don't want you to take your bags or leave your bags, whatever. So I get in the cab, I go to the place, and it's like 10 minutes until 8 o'clock. And the guy goes, okay, if you want to stay here for only like half a day, I could give you that rate at $40. But it's not, you know, time yet. It's not 8 o'clock or 9. I forget what it was. So I told the guy, okay, well, how much is it going to be? And he said, it's going to be $80. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, look, it's only 10 minutes until then. He's like, I'm sorry. So you mean I have to sit here and wait or pay the money? He goes, yep, that's the rules. And I was like, oh my gosh. And at the time, I had my little skateboard with me. So it was just me and my little skateboard sitting there for 10 minutes. And I just like sat there looking at him the whole time, like, yes, I'm going to wait here. And he wouldn't look at me until it was on the dot. So finally I get the room. And then it was like in a really crappy area. I don't know if you remember, like the little, where the hotel was. It was really bad. And I was really hungry. I went to the vending machine, and all of a sudden this dude comes out of a room, and he looks all crazy. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, things
Out of your room?
Pardon?
Not out of your room.
No, not out of my room.
Okay, I'm just checking.
But out of a room. And he came and he was like looking at me all crazy. I don't know if he was on something, but it seemed like it, you know? So I thought, what am I going to do? I said, the only thing I can do is act psycho, because in hopes he'll get scared, whatever. So I got my skateboard. I start pounding it on fire. Go on, you want some, come on. And he was just like, I was like, yeah, come on. And then he went back into his room. And at the time, I didn't think it was funny, because I'm just tired. I can't believe what's going on.
I couldn't leave. I would stand there like, what is this girl doing? I'd be like, honey, come here. You guys got to see this.
But that just goes to show you his intentions probably were bad if he got freaked out, whatever. So I finally got home. That was the thing. But I remember the next week when I went to TV, I told you about that. And you were like, you know, it's kind of like, you know, have you heard of The Secret? And I said, no, what's The Secret? And then that's when you told me, yeah, they even have like a little movie, and then there's a book, whatever. And we totally had this talk about it, and it really interested me in it. So I totally like read it, and it was like one of those things that like, it really changed my life. Like, it really did. Like, there's a lot of different components that have changed my life, and that's definitely one of them, which is cool, because coming from you, you're the one that educated me on cannabis as well.
Which also changed your life, huh?
It also changed my life. So your information's been
Right
pretty
on.
important to me, Mr. Rob Van Dam. I just want to let you know for the record.